Hey guys, it's Ruthie with the Purple Backyard Farm. I'm outside. You can see the sky and the snow. I apologize for my cold sore. Um, you may wonder, what do people that do like backyard farming, homesteading, and modern homesteading, or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people that are getting into it. What do they do at this time of the year? And I just wanted to share a few things, especially if you're new to this, or if you are a homesteader at heart and you want to start doing some of this. What we do is we start to plan and do research for next year. Some of us will start to, like at this time of the year, they'll, if you're new especially, you're going to want to write to all the seed companies and get seed catalogs, because they'll all be coming out very soon, and you'll start to like order seeds. Some people will be doing free seed exchanges and all that type of thing. If you may want to start budgeting your money, if you're going to go to auctions or order or get chicks from, say, McMurray and McMurray, or other places that have chicks and things like that. Some people like to go to auctions, and you can look up online to find out where the animal auctions are in your area. Just all those things you want to start getting ready now, because once spring hits, you are going to be so busy and you don't want to be behind the 8 ball. So this year we will not be doing animals like we usually do. And so that means we don't have to be worrying about getting fencing and animals and cages and things like that ready. We are going to be gardening, and we do the bucket system of gardening, which you can look and see what that is. So one of the things that we'll do is we'll go to like bakeries, like in grocery stores and stuff, or we can even go to Home Depot and we'll buy buckets. Now, bakeries will give them to you for free, and it's like they'll give you the icing buckets, and you can build a bucket system like we have, which we absolutely love, where we don't have to weed, and we don't have to have animals and things. We don't have the bug problems or any of that, weeding, because we do the bucket system. Some people call it the rain gutter system. There were a lot of people that were doing it. You know, a lot of different people were doing it through the years, and Clay just took what he saw everybody doing and he made up ours. And so we did not invent it, but a lot of people, we kind of, like you're going to do, if you do it too, you'll look at what others have done and then you make it work for your system. But we feel like that's the way to go. But I also do at this time of the year, because it's only the two of us and we're letting things go, because we are, we try to run and tell you guys the smart way of homesteading that we found for us, because we feel like, you don't have to do things like, for us, we don't grow potatoes and carrots and things that you can get at the grocery store. And because, time is money too, and your effort. But some people, if that's something you enjoy doing, it's not wrong or right. It's just, we try to do it economically for our area. If you saw one of our last videos, we talked about how we buy chicken. Like, our grocery store sells it so cheap that it's silly for us to raise chickens and all that livestock. It's just doesn't, it's not economically smart for us to do all that stuff. If I'm going like this, it's because I just got done cutting my bangs, because, that's something that, because of all the social distancing thing. But if you're doing any of that, and maybe it's your first year, maybe you want to start doing some of that. Maybe you're at home with your family and you say, I think I'm going to do a garden this year. It's not hard. Just start off by growing things like green beans and peppers and tomatoes. Those are easy and they always come back. The bucket system is nice because, say, if you work, you can put that on a patio or do that just about anywhere. And you don't have the weeding and all those hours of extra stuff, the digging, the rototilling. That's why we do this. We're older. And like I said, I'm not saying one is wrong and one is right. It's what works for you. But this is that time of year that you have. See, I got the hair. I can feel it's on my blouse too. This is that time of year that you need to start deciding what you're going to do for the spring, because economically it can really be advantageous to do it, to plan it so it doesn't, you don't have all the financing and money at once that you have to do things. And it's really not that expensive. It's just working smarter, not harder, because sometimes, like, a lot of people will, like I said, like the seed exchange, and you can even take seeds from the foods that you're getting from the grocery store. Like, we got mini bell peppers, and you can save those if you order or buy, different fruits and vegetables. You can take those seeds, dry them out, and grow them. And there's a lot of things like that you can do. Now, there's some things like an apple tree won't be pure, and they take like 20 years, So, you're going to be wanting to grow like vegetables. Tomatoes, you can take slices of tomatoes and put them in dirt, and they'll grow. There's lots of things you can do that's economical and doesn't have to be $1 million. You can start your garden off in a sunny window, but you don't want to be too early, because then it'll be too early for them to put in the ground, and they might not be able to get into the ground because it's just their process of it growing. But if you start planning now, do your research. Do research, shop around, learn what people are doing, and find out what's free around you. People are going to be dumping things to get rid of stuff. If you see along the side of the road an old pot that would be good for garden, like maybe you don't want to do the bucket system. Maybe you don't, maybe you're a single person and don't want to build the buckets. Well, pots are nice too. On a patio or something, you could start collecting big containers, old buckets or whatever, and start putting stuff in that. I have here, but these are going to be, I think, for my house plants, because I have a lot of house plants. These I drug out from the greenhouse earlier today, because I'm hoping that there's a couple of big plants that I didn't know how they're going to do over the winter. I was worried they'd get so big that they would, they're in my house. Because I have a house plant jungle in my house. I've got tons of house plants. If you love house plants, I do videos on those too. But anyway, start collecting pots. But get yourself out there and do your research. And you don't have to live on a farm. That's why we call ourselves Purple Backyard Farm. And my husband's been farming for 40 years since he's been a kid. Well, now he's 63, so it's been about 50 years. But, so he knows a lot. I'm the city girl, and the girl that we'll be married 9 years this year, that I came from having like a professional career to living in the country. It's a whole new way of life for me, but I love it. But anyway, with that being said, do your research and find out what you need to know, because this is that time of the year. And remember, we always say, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. You can own acres of acres, where you can be like us, just have a small little farm that's enough for the 2 of you or 3 of you or 5 of you, your family, to take care of. And you'll believe me, we have bees, we have had chickens, we've had quail, we've had emu, we've had all kinds of stuff. But this year, because of our age, and because if you saw some videos back, I broke my wrist 2 times this year. Clay had hip surgery a couple years back. We just felt like the Lord said, no more animals for us, just because of our age, and it's time for us to slow down a little bit. But we can still garden and stuff like that. But the animals, because of the winter and the walking and the barn and the feeding and all that, it's rough in the winter, because we live in upstate New York. But anyway, guys, with that, remember, like I said, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. God bless.